In the glittering halls of Hollywood, stories of meteoric rise and catastrophic collapse are practically a genre of their own. But few journeys are as messy, gripping, and downright human as that of Shia LaBeouf, a child star turned global icon turned tabloid spectacle. From Disney darling to performance art provocateur, Shia's saga is not just a cautionary tale. It's an unfiltered look into the cost of fame and the rocky road to redemption. Once upon a time on Disney Channel, long before he was making avant-garde art with paper bags and tears, Shia LaBeouf was the face of Disney's Even Stevens. With a mop of messy hair and comedic timing sharper than a samurai sword, young Shia was television gold. The show became a hit, and so did he, bagging a Daytime Emmy in 2003. But life behind the scenes was less sunny. Raised by a struggling clown. Seriously, his dad was a rodeo clown comedian and a dancer mother. Shia's early life was chaotic and cash-strapped. Acting was not just a passion, it was a way out. From digging holes to digging gold. His big screen breakthrough came with Holes in 2003, a film that proved digging ditches could actually be profitable. That opened the floodgates. I, Robot, Disturbia, and eventually the Motherlode Transformers. By 21, he was an A-lister. Shia LaBeouf, movie star, red carpet regular, and probably someone your teenage cousin had on her locker. He even scored a spot in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, swinging alongside Harrison Ford like he was born with a whip in hand. Stardom, it seemed, had arrived. Then, things got weird. By the 2010s, Shia's reputation was less leading man and more walking question mark. He began giving interviews that felt more like performance pieces, looking permanently annoyed or emotionally distant. Then came that moment, a film premiere where he showed up wearing a paper bag on his head that read, "I am not famous anymore." Shia, you were literally on the poster. Turns out, it was not a joke. He was dabbling in performance art. One piece involved him sitting silently in a room while strangers came in, stared at him, and sometimes watched him cry. Art or meltdown? Even critics were not sure. The internet, however, did what the internet does best. Memes and concern in equal measure. Copy and paste gate. As if things were not odd enough, Shia released a short film in 2013, howardcantor.com, that was almost entirely lifted from a Daniel Clowes comic. Plagiarism? Definitely. But then, plot twist. Shia's apology was also plagiarized, taken from a speech by someone else. Double whammy. Fans were baffled. Industry insiders stopped returning his calls. Shia claimed it was meta art, something about the nature of creativity and theft. Hollywood didn't buy it. This was less artistic rebellion and more career suicide by Troll plus C. Drunken arrests and angry spirals. Public breakdowns became frequent. In 2014, Shia was arrested for being rowdy during a Broadway show, yelling obscenities, clashing with cops. Not ideal. 3 years later, he was arrested again, this time in Georgia, where he was filmed spewing racist and violent remarks at officers. The footage went viral, not the fun kind. Shia owned up to his issues, admitting to struggles with alcohol and rage, and checked into rehab. Still, public support was dwindling. The industry's patience had snapped. The FKA Twigs lawsuit. If things were not already on fire, 2020 brought an explosion. British musician FKA Twigs filed a lawsuit, accusing Shia of severe abuse, emotional, physical, even sexual. Another ex, singer Sia, shared similar experiences. Shia did not deny everything. Instead, he made a rare and raw admission. He had hurt people, and he was ashamed. Hollywood responded swiftly. Projects were dropped, contracts dissolved, and former allies disappeared. The boy who once voiced a penguin in Surf's Up was now persona non grata. A glimmer of redemption? In 2019, Shia released Honey Boy, a semi-autobiographical film written during rehab. In it, he portrayed his own father abusive, erratic, and deeply flawed. It was a brutally honest portrayal of the childhood that shaped him. Critics loved it. Fans were moved. For a moment, It looked like maybe, just maybe, Shia was finding clarity. But the chaos did not vanish. A documentary on his acting workshop later showed him berating young students, using intense psychological methods. Some praised his honesty, others called it verbal abuse. Classic Shia, never quite on one side of the fence. God, grace, and monks? Then came the wildest plot twist yet, Catholicism. While preparing for a role as Padre Pio, yes, a literal saint known for miracles, and stigmata, Shia dove into the deep end of religious study. What started as research quickly became real. He began attending Mass, quoting the Bible in interviews, and even got baptized in front of actual monks, not just extras in costume. He spoke about finding peace, purpose, and forgiveness, a far cry from paper bags and plagiarized apologies. Some fans were inspired, others just raised eyebrows like, wait, this guy's a monk now. Was it a true spiritual awakening, or just Shia going method again this time, for God? Only time will tell, but it's safe to say no one had monastic redemption arc on their Shia bingo card. Either way, it's a plot twist so unexpected, it deserves its own confessional booth. A mixed bag comeback. In 2024, he appeared in Megalopolis, a massive Francis Ford Coppola film. This was his big return, his Hollywood redemption arc, except the movie flopped. Audiences were confused, critics were split, and Shia later admitted he did not even understand the film himself. But he also said something poignant. He's trying to be better, trying to make peace with who he's been. That may not make headlines, but maybe that's the most human part of his story. Meanwhile, in a parallel universe, while Shia's Hollywood tale was one of volatility, late-night legend Johnny Carson preferred his drama behind the curtain. The king of late-night TV for 30 years, Carson was charming on camera, but known to be colder than a penguin's handshake behind the scenes. His rules were ironclad. Don't touch him, don't rearrange his desk items, and for heaven's sake, don't mess with his tie. Burt Reynolds found this out the hard way when he cut Johnny's tie as a joke. Carson played along on camera, but offstage? Oh, he was fuming. Despite his legendary laughs, Carson nursed grudges like vintage wine. Joan Rivers, once his prodigy, got iced out for starting her own show without telling him. He banned her for life. And even Mahan, his sidekick for 3 decades, never got past Carson's emotional moat. Carson retired in 1992 and vanished from the spotlight like Batman in a puff of smoke. He said he just wanted to leave, while people still liked him, but really, he just hated being famous. Imagine being adored by millions, but still dreading cocktail parties. From fast laps to fast deals. And now, for a gear shift literally, Dale Earnhardt Jr. may be National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing royalty, but his most impressive wins were not on the track. Nope, they were in boardrooms. While burning rubber on Sundays, Dale was quietly building a $300 million business empire Monday through Friday. Unlike the stereotype of athletes blowing cash on yachts and bad investments, Dale was all about strategy. He invested in real estate during the 2008 crash, buying prime properties for pennies, launched JR Motorsports, which bled money at first, and negotiated a broadcasting deal with NBC so clever it'd make a lawyer weep. It includes profit sharing on ads, meaning Dale gets paid whenever your uncle yells at a commercial during his race commentary. Oh, and let's not forget the inheritance drama. When his father, racing legend Dale, tragically died in 2001, Dale Jr. did not exactly roll into piles of money. Legal tangles meant he was asset-rich, cash-poor, a financial Rubik's Cube that took years to solve. Today, Dale owns over 40 commercial properties across 5 states, lives on a 200-acre estate, complete with go-kart tracks, and makes millions in passive income, all while calling races and cracking dad jokes on air. If this wild ride through fame, fortune, and fallout kept you hooked, don't ghost us now. Smash that like button like Shia smashed box office records. Hit subscribe so you never miss a deep dive into the untold side of Hollywood legends. Got thoughts, hot takes, or conspiracy theories? Drop them in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay entertained, and remember, fame is not always fabulous.